All right, guys. So let me check and make sure everything is working, audio and all of that really good stuff. I'll pull up everything here. That way I can confirm that everything works. All right, testing 1, 2. Okay, it is working. All right. So, some reason I got a buffer wheel. Give me a second, everybody. All right, since it worked now. Fallout, I made you a moderator, so you should be able to put your link up now. That way, others can find that D Live there. Alaska Prepper, how you doing, buddy? Get some tea here. I'm actually feeling a little under the weather, guys. I had gotten a steroid shot in my shoulder a couple days ago, and every time I get it, I think I'm allergic to something in there because it seems like I get like flu-like symptoms every time. I've had this shot 3 times since I've been injured, and usually the first day nothing. Next couple of days I feel like crap. Sinus. It's not really sinus drainage. It actually feels more like a food allergy, where the back of my throat seems to swell up, and I'll be sitting there hacking this stuff and nothing comes up. So I know that's disgusting. I apologize for that. So I'm not feeling the 100% here. All right, let me see here right fast what we got going on here. Can't stay long going on a prep run. All right, no problem, Alaska Prepper. Definitely glad you were able to stop in, though. And you have a great weekend, too, buddy. When we set a time, post it in both of our Discords. Fallout, yeah, absolutely, man. Now I'll make sure I post it on the channel here. And hello to everybody that stopped in. Now, guys, if you had read in the description box of this is strictly theories and speculation on my end, but it is my attempt to connect some dots. And so just bear with me. Of course, you can disagree with me what I'm about to say, especially with these fires in California. Now, we know PG&E has came up with, we are shutting off power to a certain amount of people because of the Santa Ana winds and these strong winds that they are supposedly being bombarded with. Now, is there strong winds there? Yeah, there's been a lot of reports of very strong winds. So they shut down the power to keep wildfires from starting. Okay, and I can understand that if they have bad infrastructure, sure, something could tear something loose, and if it's got a high voltage line, sure, it could cause a fire. Yay, I'm not blocked from this live stream. Just me. Yeah, I don't think I've ever blocked you, but I'm glad you're here. Sorry if you were blocked. All right, so we know that they have the fires. They shut down power. As a matter of fact, they just shut down some more power. This here comes from Los Angeles Times. Huge swaths of California could go dark with widest power outage yet expected this weekend. This was published October 24th, 2019. The weekend planned power outage could be the largest yet in California, as utilities such as Pacific Gas and Electric and Southern California Edison order wide blackouts to prevent more blazes. Now they're saying it's going to be 5 days power outages when they shut all this stuff down. Now, like I said, these are theories of mine, guys, so don't get upset if my theory doesn't match yours. I'll be happy to discuss this after I get finished saying what I want to say on this. Let me go and pull up some extra things here. There is another big fire, and I find it very strange because I've been getting conflicting reports on this. USA Today covered as soon as my cell phone loads. The Kincade fire, Kincade fire. They're saying it started with a broken PG&E wire was found near the fire site. All right, but now they shut the power off. So how in the world did this transmission tower have a line break and start the fire? Okay. Now tonight on ABC, I caught another piece of this, and they're saying that the transmission caught fire, and that's what started the fire. Now they said they shut all the power down except for this transmission, and that somehow malfunctioned during the high winds. Now this is a transmission box. This isn't wires sticking anywhere. This is a box, but somehow it managed to malfunction and start the fire. Now, if you shut power off, unfortunately, the systems out there now are not a manual switch down, switch, turn up. It's computer operated. All right, it's everything's run through a hub. I don't know if y'all seen the nerve center that they showed on TV, where they're looking at these big screens all around them, huge monitors and stuff that they're running, and they can see the connections and everything. It was all computerized. Now I want to bring up something here. Keeping that in mind, that these things, they said everything was shut down, but they forgot this transmission, and somehow there's a malfunction that started the fire. They have been talking about this for years, and it has not stopped. Our U.S. power grid has been hacked. It continues to be attempted hacks all the time. It's not just once in a great while. All right. DHS and FBI say Russia hacked U.S. electrical grid. Now, this was a few years ago, but during that hack, they suspected that there was Trojan horses, backdoors, things like that, that it was put into the power grid. Like I said, this isn't a manual switch that you just flip down. This is the hub. This is all computerized. Pat Miller's so damn dry down there you can't even fart without starting a fire. I lived in California briefly. I lived out there for almost 2 years. I traveled through California many times as a train rider. It's not that bad. All right. When I was out there in the Sedona Mountains, when they had the fire ban and stuff like that, I was camping. I didn't start no fire. Granted, though, I'm not an idiot either. But yeah. But these power lines that, all right, they said they shut everything down, but then after the fire started, they said, oh, well, the transmission, it didn't get shut down. Somehow it malfunctioned and turned itself back on and caused the fire. It's computerized. If you hack a system, you can turn it back on. You can turn it back off. You can do whatever you want to. You can overload a system with a computer. All right, like I said, now, this is strictly theory and speculation on my part, but using evidence where we have been hacked over and over again on our power grid, and it is recorded that we have been hacked. I think California is a targeted area, and for some reason I can't pull up that report. Why not? Okay, this was earlier in September. The highly dangerous Triton hackers have probed the U.S. grid. The same hackers behind the potential lethal 2017 oil refinery cyber attack are now sniffing at U.S. electrical utility targets. On the scale of security threats, hackers scanning potential targets for vulnerabilities might seem to rank rather low, but when it's the same hackers who previously executed one of the most reckless cyber hacks in history, one that could have easily turned destructive or even lethal forces, has a more foreboding edge. I wish they'd just speak dumb redneck for me, because it'd be a lot easier to read off. Especially when the target of their scanning is the U.S. power grid. Over the past several months, security analysis for the Electrical Information Sharing and Analysis Center, E-ISAC, and the critical infrastructure security firm Dragons DRAGOS. I don't know if that's an acronym for something or I just can't read. Have been tracking a group of sophisticated hackers carrying out fraud scans of dozens of U.S. power grid targets, apparently looking for entry points into their networks. Now, to sit there and say all these fires are just from high winds, listen, I'm not an electrician, but now I do know a lot about electricity. I've messed around with it for years, all right? But if you shut power off to a location, there's no power. All right, now it's back to a transmission line somewhere where they've manually shut off at a certain section. But when other things are catching fire down the line, there shouldn't be no power there unless something's been turned on. Now, are they using the electrical grid, fire, saying it's the electrical grid that's causing the fires, covering up something else? I don't know. I've seen a lot of things with, they had the NASA ground penetrating radar plane flying up all over California looking for, no one really knows what, but a lot of people saying hot spots, even though the NASA program doesn't like to give information out because they are in bed with the U.S. government. So, certain things are classified to the American people that their tax dollars pay for. But, you know how that goes. So I've heard rumors that these fires are started from hot vents that are coming from volcanic activity coming up to the surface. Pandora. Sorry, I was reading the chat there. I missed something. Yeah, there's all kind of different things. I've also heard that people. There's a what was that other one? Someone sent me a serial arsonist that's been around for over 40 years out there. Hey, it's possible. There's some sick, twisted people out there. But like I said, that one was just my own theory on looking at certain things. Give us a peek into your mind thoughts. Yeah, my mind goes all over the place. But the fact is that we have seen other countries trying to attack our grid. Now, we do the exact same thing to other countries. Our government does the exact same thing. We are constantly attempting to hack and put backdoors in their systems. That is in the paperwork. I mean, you can look it up. It's there. You can look it up. It's free information that we are always. As a matter of fact, we just admitted to doing it to Rylan with that whole tanker episode when we were going to go over there and strike them, whatever they're planning on doing. It was an airstrike, whatever. Instead, they called it off and took down their systems. All right, we do it all the time. So other countries are doing it to us. I agree that there is something fishy in Cali. Also, guys, so that you know, we're going to keep this a little short tonight. Besides the stuff going on with me, WV does have a live stream, I believe at 9 o'clock tonight, and I will be stepping in there. Like I said, I'm just not feeling 100% tonight, so I am trying to, cover as much as I can. Then I'm going to go over there, so that way I'm not directly on the spot. That way when I'm hacking and blowing snot everywhere, I can just step off screen to do that. So make sure you guys check that out. If somebody wouldn't mind getting her link up for me in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Excuse me. I do have my tea. All right, let me get back in this chat right fast, see what I've missed here. Let's see here. Winter dust. China, Russian deep state will have access. I heard California Democrat Marxists want to shut down the northern part and create algae fuel first for some vehicles. That's very interesting. Rider dust, I'm sorry. Not winter dust, rider dust. That's a very interesting one. I have not heard that one yet. I will definitely check in on that because that is it's plausible. Shannon M. I saw it was a transmission as well. There is footage of, is that Kincaid fire starting simultaneously fire starting. Yeah, this is just weird. How if they shut down the power to everything, okay, I get that there's power that still gets fed to a transmission. All right, unless they shut off that power going to that. But if they start shutting everything down, why is it all of a sudden it was running just fine? They're worried about fire, but they shut it down. All of a sudden, it malfunctions and starts the fire. How does shutting something down create the fire? That just do they not know their procedures on shutting things down, de-energizing power system? All right, as a welder and doing my type of work, we have to do lockout tag outs. We have to de-energize systems all the time. All right, we do. I don't just weld little plates together. I build huge machinery. They get energized, either hydraulics, electric, so pneumatic. So I have to learn how to make sure all the power's out in all forms. So you're going to tell me these electricians don't know how to do that? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, Carolina Skies here. How's it going, bud? Hey, Carolina, did you get any video or photos of that comet that went through with that meteor shower and everything that was just recent? I have not been over there to your page past couple of days, so I do apologize for that. But I was wondering if you got any film of that. If you have been sprayed like MS, C.F.P, I know why you feel bad. This is actually something that's happened. I believe I'm allergic to something, fallout. Every time that they've given me that steroid shot in my shoulder, I've wound up getting sick for a couple of days. And it always feels like I have the flu or a nasty cold. It only lasts for a couple of days and then I feel right as rain. This time the doctor gave me a massive shot in there because workman's comp has finally pulled out and they said that they are not authorizing any more physical therapy. Physical therapy says they have done all that they can do with it. They gave me, the doctors actually wrote me in and hooked me up with a disability for my shoulder. They can't repair what's going on in there. So everything is wrapping up on that. The doctor I go to, he hooked me up with an extra dose just to kind of help me out because the rest of my therapy is going to be on me. So yeah, all that stuff's coming to an end. But yeah, I do have a disability percentage now, which sucks. But I'll figure out something. Like I said, I'm ambidextrous. I can weld with both hands, and I can get me a nice little sit-down job somewhere, TIG weld. If I got to, no big deal. It's very boring, but it is what it is. Use fennel seeds, make hot tea. It's good for lungs and chest. Yeah, absolutely it is. But what I've got going on, it's not in my lungs or my chest. It actually feels like a food allergy. It feels like my esophagus is swelling, and then I have it feels like a sinus drip, but it's not. But that's the feeling it is, and it caused me to start hacking and gagging. It's just because my esophagus is swelling up. But this has actually happened 3 other times, and each time it's been correlated with that injection. So, Cali is an experiment by our government. Ninja Scout, when I was out in California, I don't doubt it. I was out there in Berkeley. I was out there in Oakland. I went out to San Fran. I want to experience San Francisco. I want to see some of the sights there since I was already there. Yeah. If it's not an experiment, I don't know what's going on over there. Liberty for all. I live in Indiana. October 21st, the power was out for 10 hours through 5 cities. All streetlights, grocery stores, gas station, banks, etc. was closed from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. As of this day, our power station workers are still on the road. Response to the outage is unknown. Very interesting. Get some tea. Scrolling through the chat here, guys, see if I can catch some of these questions. Cough and sinus here in Pinellas County. They spray us like bugs over here. Concerned citizen, absolutely. Some sketchy stuff going on down under. Um, yeah, actually, we have a subscriber, Aussie. I believe his channel's name is Aussie Survival. Um, he's been doing some videos on the drought stuff that's going on over there and the wildfires and stuff. I just saw one of his more recent videos last night. He was talking about cars creating fires because the exhaust is everything's so dry. So yeah, they've got a real bad wildfire right now because they got a really bad drought in that area. $50 here. All right. Yeah, 52. That's awesome. Did anybody get Prepared Minds link up for me, guys? JT, did you get that for me? Okay. Yeah, so when I get done over here, guys, I'm actually going to be stepping in over there. She's got a live stream at 9. So y'all get to hear me goof around over there. Yeah. I'm sorry, I meant underground. Okay. Shannon, you're absolutely right. There's some crazy stuff going on. And another thing that's really interesting, I want to say it's New York. Sorry, guys. I want to say it's New York with those manholes exploding. All right, I get natural gas. I do. I understand that. All right, I worked in the pipeline. I worked in the oil fields. I get gas pressure, and I know how gas can ignite. When I was in North Dakota, when we worked the sweet oil, the oil that comes out of the ground there, it looks almost like antifreeze. Stinks to high heaven. You get it on your clothes, might as well throw away your clothes. But the stuff that comes out of the crude oil there, there's a lot of butane. There's a lot of stuff in oil, highly flammable. And I was in charge of hot work on the repairs for the rigs. So if I'm out there on a derrick and I am having to weld a piece or something, yes, extremely dangerous, and it's called hot work. I got paid extra money to do that. I have this. Well, I used to have the certifications. All that stuff's expired now. I just have to go retest. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. But these manholes that are blowing up. Now I don't know the electrical layout for these cities, New York and stuff. I didn't understand that they had, or if they do have, their power transformers and stuff in the sewer system. Maybe, maybe they do. I have never investigated that. I've never seen it, so I can't say that that's not the cause. But I do think it's very strange how they pop off all the time. It was just a couple weeks ago they had a whole intersection sealed off because they had manholes blow open. It's like 4 of them had caught fire. Checking the chat right here. WV, no, he said take your time, stay as long as you want, don't cut short for me. No, it's no problem at all, WV. I'm really, like I said, I'm not feeling 100% tonight. So yeah, I'm going to keep it about an hour tonight. That way I can get over there and hang out with y'all and not be on the spot. I live west Pablo, Colorado, in a little mountain nook, and it seems like we get doused with whatever makes me cough and have mucus. Yeah, and that's another thing, guys. I'm allergic to steroids. I'm thinking I may be WV. I've never been allergic to anything, but ever since I've been getting those steroid injections in my shoulder, I've been feeling underneath the weather each time. It only lasts for a couple of days, and I feel better. Manifestation of imagination. How are you doing, buddy? Dude, I need to get you on a live stream here because I would love to go over your solar stuff, all your videos that you've done your solar, and I would love to get into topic with you on wind turbines too, if you are more than willing to. Maybe next Friday. I would definitely like to have you on for that. Alaska Prepper News. Logged in my second account just to give you another thumbs up. Now I really got to go. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, Alaska Prepper. I think everybody here knows who Alaska Prepper is, and if you don't, that is his news account where he covers a lot of news. Um, so yeah, definitely, he was actually just on WB's West Virginia Prepared Minds live stream a couple nights ago. I believe it maybe 4 or 5 days ago. All right, manifestation of imagination next Friday works. All right, definitely hit me up on the email at centralfloridaprepper@hotmail.com. That way we can get the me and you can talk a little bit and get everything set up before we do it. But yeah, next Friday sounds great. So what else we got here, guys? Reality, not fiction, is a good source. Amos Black. Reality, absolutely correct. I'm not trying to spin anything as fiction. These are just my thoughts as far as chasing down certain stories and what I'm seeing as far as connecting certain dots. Now again, I could be completely wrong, but a lot of things are definitely pushing towards cyber attacks. But I could be wrong. Okay. Uh, see what else we got here in the chat here. Where was the magma coming up through the cracks in the roads? I did not, Shannon M. I did not see anything about magma coming up through the cracks in the roads. I did see where they're claiming hot spots, vent gas, a lot of thermal coming up in these mountain ranges and wooded areas, and there are also areas that have been igniting in fires. And again, that's just a theory on that. Some are saying that's what's causing fires. Others are saying it's pure coincidence. Others are saying there's no such thing as the thermal vents. So yeah, unfortunately, trying to get all the information out of these people is very difficult. He was on Sunday. Okay, thank you. That was Sunday. What's it? Today's Friday, right? Yeah. Desert Yoda. All right. Good to see you again. Gotta go catch you next time. No problem. It's definitely good to see you again. I wait for lights to go out daily. That's why I keep my gas tank full. Modern Refuge. Very good tip right there. We always try to. I try not to even let ours get down to 3/4. It just takes a couple more minutes. Usually we don't drive much where we're at. So it's just when it gets down to three, when it's just down a quarter, I just go and top it off. But I know some people are very busy. It's kind of hard to do. We keep fuel on hand too, but yeah, it's a good idea. Let's see. Shannon, I don't remember where it was. I will do a search on that and I'll see if I can't figure out where it was that you're talking about. I have heard of similar to what you're talking about. I'll see if I can't find some more information on that. All right, let me see what else we got here. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to catch the chats here. Love Pugs. They're having huge war games going on up at 29 Palms right now. Maybe an exercise is going on now because T-Man knows something. And they have been doing these exercises a lot. I haven't heard about the one at 29 Palms. I'll definitely read up on it, take a look at it for sure. But definitely appreciate that bit of information. There's a lot of drills been going on, guys, and we keep seeing more and more with the asteroid warnings. It doesn't make any. I mean, I get a lot of these news media outlets, especially the dinosaur media, are doing whatever they can to bring in some traffic back because most people try to get their news from YouTube, online news things like Marfubo TV, and there's many other news places, but people are more gravitating to that because they get to see more of the documentation compared to the dinosaur medias that just spout off something, won't give you any facts, won't give you any sources. They just say something and run, and then when it's proved wrong, just like ABC had the explosion. They were showing that, I believe it was Ryland. They were showing an explosion, all his missile strikes and all this stuff. As it turns out, it was an old video from the Kentucky munitions um, area, and you can see the tracer rounds from the automatic fire and all this stuff. It was a stock photo. It was a stock video, and it was nearly 2 days before they finally retracted it after they made a big stink and got caught in it. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of crap going on there. Now, do I use dinosaur media? I do. I will get hold. I'll see what they're talking about, and then I start tracking down what they're not talking about. It usually gets me towards the right direction. And I have noticed if they start talking about something way over here, you start looking way over here because something else is going on. Okay, let me get back in the chat, guys. One of the Fugle fan posted that in Ridgecrest, California, about liquid tar bubbling up just before the magnitude 7. Maybe that's what's being asked about. Karen, I do remember that. I do remember someone saying about the bubbling tar. I remember that now. And I also remember they had those reports on Ridgecrest having the magma chamber that was supposedly growing underneath the military base. I did cover that story a while back, and I first heard about that one. It was on Lisa Haven. She was talking about it. Now I haven't heard anything new on that, but yeah, I do remember the liquid tar. I remember someone reporting on that. Ninja Scout, there's a lot of military vehicle movement by train going on also. Now on the train ones, I'm not denying that one bit. When I was a train rider, I used to see military equipment get moved, and that was always on the sand line. When I was on the sand line from Arizona to Southern California, I used to see a lot of military vehicles move up and down that, well, east to west on that line. So I don't know if it's very common in other areas or not. I do know it was very common. That was back in 2000 and 2009, towards the beginning of 2010. I always saw it out there. Lupug is huge, bigger than the exercise Pinnacle Advance. I was in back in 1994. This one is like maybe twice as big, and the one back in 94 was huge. And now this is the one at 29 Palms you're talking about, Lupug. All right, let me get back in the chat here and see what else we're missing. Let's see here. Yeah, Manifestation of Imagination, guys. He's got a very, very good channel. He also needs quite a bit more help to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, guys. Covers all kind of really great topics. He gets really in depth with solar. He gets in depth with a lot of things. If you want some technical information, he's your guy. If you want some redneck slur speech, I'm your guy. Overland Rob, do you think it's the magma that is starting the fires here in California? Overland Rob, I have heard those reports. I'm not saying it can't be, but I don't think it is. I think it is these transformers and stuff that are malfunctioning and starting these fires. I think it's cyber hacks, cyber attacks. That is because everything's computerized out there. It's not a manual lever to shut things down. I think that's what's going on there. I don't think it's the wind knocking lines down when they've already got the power off. Okay, if the wind knocked the line down, then it's just a dead line. There's no power unless they just really suck at their jobs and forget to de-energize a system, which doesn't make any sense. But I have seen the reports and the theories, I should say. I haven't really seen actual reports on lava magma catch anything on fire, but I have seen where they've tracked down hot spots in areas and have tracked down thermal vents in areas, and not too long afterwards, there's been fires in those areas. So it is a possibility. Thanks for the mention. Absolutely, buddy. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, I can do redneck as well. Right on. Josh, thank you for getting that link up for me. Totally agree, cyberhack. That's really where I'm thinking this is coming from, guys. There could be other options, and then again, it could be a complete the transmissions malfunctioned and started the fire. Every one of them. Now, is this fire spreading by wind? Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. There, the Santa Ana winds that they're having right now, there's some strong winds. All right, and it's causing everything to spread. But do I think that's what actually caused it? No. No. Do I think that's what's causing all this other stuff to burn up? Absolutely. But I don't think that's the cause of the fires. Lies is why I only watch One American News and X22 Report on YouTube. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, guys. Okay. If if you guys have any more questions or anything like that you want to cover, stories or anything like that, please feel free to put it in so we can cover it. Um, there was something here. There it is, Kentucky. I was fixing to ask you, buddy, how that injury was. All right, and I see you put hole in the leg is starting to heal. Dude, you were very lucky. I've been on those old widowmakers, and for guys, when I say guys, I mean everybody here. I do apologize. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that. When I say guys, I mean men and women. Um, Widowmaker is a wooden ladder, and they always twist and bend and everything else when you try to climb these things. And the reason why they call them the Widowmaker is because you're going to get hurt on it. And, well, looks like our buddy Kentucky got hold of one and he got injured. All right. Let me catch up here. All right. Now, did you guys see that C.F.P, are you into ham radios at all? Or have you any source of comms you use? Or have any sort of comms you use? Um, my personal stock is two-way radios and CBs here at the house. My preparedness group at the house, we do have a ham radio. They are not up. They are licensed ham radio operators. I am not. Um, but in SHTF, we can definitely get things erected so we can get the hams up and running. When I get to Wyoming, yes, I will be using ham radio there because there's a lot of ranchers out in the area. They also use it, and it's a very good source of communication out there because we are miles from anybody. I'm 18 miles from the nearest paved road, and I'm not talking about gravel road to where I live. When you get off the paved road, it's 18 miles of cattle road to get to my property. So, yeah, we'll be using ham a lot out that way. And of course, CBs too. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. Excuse me. The license is pretty easy. Look at Rob, Axman Tech for phone privacy, security. Don't worry about being gender correct. Us women know what you mean. I do appreciate it. Writer does. Thanks a lot. I haven't had anybody call me out on it. I just try to watch it because sometimes I forget. Not that there's women here. It's just I forget some people want to be particularly segregated and everything else when And I do understand that guys means men, but y'all know what I'm saying. CB is underrated. I love my CB. Uh, where's the hacking happening at? Kentucky. There's been multiple different types for the power grid over the years. There's been plenty of reports on that. But I was just throwing the theory out that I think that most of these transmission overloads and malfunctions in California that are now they're being blamed for the fires after they shut everything down and then transmission malfunctions after it's been shut down. I'm thinking that these are cyber hacks that are actually turning these things on and causing the meltdowns and stuff like that. But it's just my theory on that. I don't mean I'm correct at all. It's okay, C.F.P. I'm a Marine, so I'm used to it. Right on. A Marine that loves pugs. I had to jab you. I had to jab you. Sorry. All right, all right, guys. So I am going to probably go and get off here pretty soon, guys. Getting close to the hour mark. Now I can go eat dinner and everything and get ready. And I will be going over there to West Virginia's Prepared Mind channel. I believe she. Are you starting at 9 o'clock or right around there, West Virginia? But that is where I'll be going to on her live stream here in a little bit. Love Puck. CFP and I were in the Air Force. Don't hate us. That's right, JT. The Flying Fairies. The Chair Force. Hey, we were the smart guys. I remember being back in basic training. We had Tech P showed up, and they had the exercise and stuff that you could, if you wanted to join Tech P. And so I think it was like a third week of basic. They gave us an obstacle course and stuff like that. You had to do all the running and the chin ups and all that good stuff. And I didn't get it. I mean, when I saw it, I'm like, man, exactly, that'd be cool to join. I did the exercise and stuff. I fell short, and we only had one guy that actually made it. And after he graduated basic, he had the opportunity to. He had to go train his MOS, and then he would be able to go to tactical air control party. And then if he ever washed out from that, whatever, he'd have went back to his original MOS. But yeah, that was like pararescue and TAC P is like the elites on the Air Force spectrum there. But I'm not saying anything bad. It's just I know some badasses in other branches, and unfortunately, the Air Force isn't one of them. Your basic is like Disneyland. I will agree with you on that, buddy. Around 9, I'll be late for my home funeral. Okay. Oh no, we're at 15 minutes. We're fixing to cut this short, WV. Like I said, I'm just not feeling good, but I will definitely be over there. That we can get your live stream up um, on time and everything. Your basic is like Disneyland. Yes, it is. If I remember correctly, when I enlisted, that was 97, 18. That was 97. And if I remember correctly, basic training was 6 weeks. I think it's 8 weeks now. It was 6 weeks back then. You had to run 2 miles in like, it was either under 17 minutes or under 14 minutes. I think it's 14 minutes. You had to do like 20 push ups under 2 minutes, 20 sit ups under 2 minutes, and like 4 or 5 chin ups. Yeah. And then when I went to Shepherd Air Force Base there in Wichita Falls, Texas, not Kansas, the one in Texas, to Lackman was basic. Man, it seemed like it was 383 sidewinders. Man, my numbers are so bad. I think it was 383 sidewinders. I was ammo troop, basically the term for munition systems. We worked in the igloos, that was our MOS there. We worked in a warehouse, so I would load up on extra Texas toast hamburgers, and it was amazing because you use your card and you go in, show them who you are, and you go through line, chow line, eat, and you can get right back up and go back at it again. Yeah, I wound up gaining 10 pounds easy in MOS training. Just kept on going back to the chow line. It was awesome. It was so hot, 105 in basic. Took the TIs, took us down to the basement to show us some exercises. In case anyone tested us, don't even run. Didn't even run, really. I think, if I remember correctly, I was in August when I went, when I was there at Lackland. I think it was August. FEMA is a criminal organization. John, I completely agree with you. All right. Kentucky, I hope you start feeling better too, bud. I'm glad that you are alive, for one. I'm glad that injury was not as severe as it could have been, even though being jabbed through the leg is pretty severe. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and get off this, and so that way I can get ready to go over there to Virginia, West Virginia. If you guys don't mind getting her link back up for me, that way everyone else, if y'all want to come over there, and which I, kind of hope you will, y'all can all follow that link over there. Like she said, it should be starting about 9 o'clock. So here in about 15 minutes. So until then, I will I'll let y'all go. I did have a request, and I don't mean singing request. I had a request on generators. I forget who it was that asked me, because I just did a solar video today, and it was just a basic solar 101 on how to set everything up for an independent system. They were asking about showing generators and stuff. So yeah, we do have a generator here. It is a very cheap generator. It's one we got at Harbor Freight. So I'll go over the basics with that, just so people know. I mean, there are some people that just don't know how to operate certain equipment, because they don't know how to operate it. They refuse. I hate to say refuse to buy it, but they just don't buy it because of that, because they don't know how to use it. So if I can do a video on how simple it is, that way someone actually goes and gets a generator. That way they have a backup when power goes out. Come on and sing for us. I'm afraid I can't tonight. And I don't sing sober. It's amazing when you do karaoke. I'll tell you right now, the secret doing karaoke and sounding great is you get everybody else drunk in the bar. Then you start singing. That's how you do it. All right, guys. So I am going to go ahead and log off here, and I'm going to go eat some dinner right fast, and I'll speak to y'all later.